You know, if you're like me, you love jewelry and you consider it an investment. Well, here's something that you may not think about. After you purchase that jewelry, you need to make sure you take care of it. Well, we decided to call on our good friend, our coastal expert, Craig Burgess with A&C Gold and Diamond to give us some helpful tips on taking care of our precious jewelry. Hi, Craig. It's great to see you.
It's great to see you too, Natalie.
So, of course, we walk in the jewelry stores and beautiful showroom right here at A&C. We pick out those wonderful, unique, special pieces that are timeless, but a lot of times we find ourselves just throwing them in a drawer. What are some things that we can think about and we can do to take care of these pieces?
I think let's start with a bracelet, for example. Bracelets, the links, in between the links, you can get a lot of accumulation of sand, debris, things like that. It works like sandpaper, actually. So what happens is it starts to wear hard on those links and can shorten the life at least by 50%. So typically what you would want to do is take it and put it into a jewelry cleaner, you know, to remove that debris in between each of those links. So what basically I'm recommending for diamond and gold jewelry, and I'll make that distinction because there are different cleaners for different products.
I was going to say, I know that there are some jewelry cleaners that you can find that may actually do more harm than good to your precious jewelry.
That's very correct, because I get people quite often that come in that have damaged their jewelry because of the type of cleaner that was used. So obviously we have our own jewelry cleaner here, which is all natural and it works really well. But still, you wouldn't want to put an angel skin coral, or you wouldn't want to put an opal, or you wouldn't want to put an emerald, or you wouldn't want to put any number of gemstones that are either porous or sensitive to things like that.
So just as we take care of our homes and we take care of our cars, there are ways to take care of this type of investment, and
Correct.
It's so important.
Yes. Now, diamonds are impervious to cleaners, and typically anything, because diamonds have an affinity for grease. They like grease. It dulls the luster of the metal and obviously dulls the diamond. So any degreaser will work real well. I've always advocated sudsy ammonia and water. Sudsy ammonia is a little hard to find, but it is an excellent degreaser. And typically what you would want to do is use about a 25% mixture with water, 75% water, and then that way it's not so harsh, you know. But typically that will work real well if you didn't want to buy a cleaner, say.
But if you want to make it easy and not have to figure it out yourself, you just stop by A&C and
Yes.
pick up the cleaner that is all natural and ask Craig questions, because
That's
you can make
correct.
suggestions as well.
Yes, and also Windex works pretty well too. And
Windex?
Yes, especially if you have something that's tight on your finger. If you just spray your finger with Windex a little bit, it should slide right on.
So we've talked about some diamonds and we've talked about bracelets, and of course women are known for, you know, necklaces, earrings,
Right.
bracelets. So we can clean those items in the way that we've talked
That's
about.
correct.
What about watches?
Ooh, well, watches, as far as taking care of them, you know, for people that love fine watches, and I'm one of them, but I think probably one of the best investments you can make is a watch winder. Now, I'm assuming that it's an automatic movement, which means it runs on the motion of your arm. So there are periods of time maybe you don't wear it, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever it is. So it runs down. Then you have to set it. I mean, it's not a big problem, but still, it's convenience, and it is good to keep them humming along.
But that's what a winder is for.
That's what a winder
to kind of
is for.
duplicate the movement.
Yes, that's correct.
That would be natural.
Yes, and the best watch winders that I've found are made by a company, Wolf. Now, they've been in business since 1834, so they've been around for a while.
Time.
And they definitely make the highest grade that I've found. Also, too, they make a number of things that care for jewelry, which we have some too. You can store your jewelry in them, for example. They're boxes, basically, or travel bags, or any number of things. Very stylish. One of my favorites is this piece right here, which it has a component in it if you were taking a trip, for example, you could take all
this
the
slides
items.
out.
Yes, and also it folds together and then fits into your purse. So you could, if you were taking a trip, you could put all your items that you're traveling with in there and then leave the remainder in this box.
So this could act as your jewelry box at home.
Correct.
And you just take everything you need right along
Correct.
with this.
It works
right with
really
you.
well.
And it makes it all nice and compact. And the unique thing about using something like this as your jewelry box, the materials are really refined.
They are. They spent a lot of time and research on being able to have the interior of this, what they call luster lock. Now, what that means is they have given a 20 to 30-year period that if a piece of jewelry was in there, it would not tarnish.
You know, Craig, you've been around for quite some time, and it's so important to you, which I love, that not only is it important to sell wonderful, unique pieces that really mean a lot to your customers, but you educate the customers and also let them know how to take care of their precious finds.
It's so important because over the course of almost now 40 years, nothing is more upsetting to me than someone that has unknowingly damaged their jewelry, sometimes beyond repair. And just a little bit of education, just a little bit of time that you take to educate with some about care of their jewelry, because jewelry is a very special thing. It's not only your companion source of joy, but it's a defining moment in your lifetime. You know, oh, I remember when I got that, and you remember everything. It's almost like a song on the radio. You know, you remember where you were when you first heard it, and I think it's much the same way with jewelry. So to protect that wearer and also that piece of jewelry, that's why it's so important for me to educate people on how to care for them.
Well, I love your passion with what you do, and I love my visits here at ANC every time I come.
Thank you. It's always good to have you.
Thank you so much for everything that you do and for being a part of the bridge.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, ma'am.
If you'd like more information on ANC Gold and Diamond or any of our coastal experts, just go to our Coastal Experts page. You'll find that at wsav.com.